attempting to dig a hole here so we can get our lunch cooking, maybe our dinner also. We need to bury the fire here a little bit underground so that we can cook our pot. And my helper today is Crystal from Lydia's house, and her job is not to do the work. Her job is to catch me if I pass out from doing the work. And her job is to encourage me. So I'm not used to this kind of physical labor, but I think that when I think about my grandmother, that at 85 years old could outwork me probably at 20 years old, I think it's time that I get out and do some of this kind of work. So, Crystal, tell me a little bit about why you decided to come to Lydia's house.
Well, I had been in jail. I got in trouble for drugs. Just to be honest, I walked out on my family and kind of everything that I knew, and then my dad got sick with cancer, and then the sicker it seemed like he got, the sicker that I got, and the more that it was hard for me to care about anything, including my own children. Drugs kind of, I thought I could handle it at first, that, oh, there's no way that's going to control me, but it turned out I was very, very wrong. Drugs controlled everything, and not only that, but I was an emotional mess, and you know, it's hard to live with some of the choices that you make sometimes whenever you do those kinds of things. And I ended up in jail. The church, my home church, they have a ministry there, and at first I kind of, when they would come in, I would turn my back. I wouldn't listen to anything, but then one day one of the church ladies actually came and asked me, you know, can I just pray with you today? You seem sad, and I know somebody that can help you. And it turned out that somebody was Jesus. And
Were you sad, Crystal?
oh, so sad. Like, I mean, I was in jail, and when you're in jail, you don't have a choice but to be sober. You can't cover it up anymore, and all that stuff that I was chasing and running from and trying to hide from, and drugs were numbing and everything, it's like all of it just hits you at one time, and it overwhelms you, like, and I didn't know what to do with it. And you know, you kind of don't have a choice. You have to face the things that you've done. And then you're like, well, what do I do with that?
What do you do if you don't have Jesus? What do you do with all that shame and guilt and condemnation that comes?
I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't think that I was worth anything. That, you know, what kind of person would walk out on her family, not just her family, the people that care about her, but her own children, or, you know, just the life that she had already worked so hard to build. I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And then there was this hope that comes in, this hope that no matter what you've done, somebody loves you, and they can help take all of that away for you. There's consequences. You have to face the things that you've done. You have to face those people that you've hurt. You have to face yourself. But he helps you. Jesus helps you do that. And to be able to stand there and take it and say, yeah, I did that, but that's not who I am, and that's not who I am anymore. And then all of that yuck and those things that you those defense mechanisms and the things that are horrible that you spewed out on everybody that you cared about, he starts taking that out one by one and showing you, I was here for you in this, and let me heal this. And when you're healed from that and you walk through it, it can't ever hurt you again. It can never hurt you again. And when you get through that, you start to feel that freedom, that little bit by bit, start lifting off of you, and his love just pours back into you, and you have the opportunity to give that love back to other people instead of spewing out all that hurt and that yuck that you've got in there. I got out of jail, and I wanted to. I kept going with church. I tried to get involved with that, but I was still kind of new in my walk with the Lord, and I didn't know what to do with everything, all the real life that was happening around me. And my church family tried to help me, but you know, it's a big church. There's only so much that they can do, and the jail ministry, I went back to them and I asked them, or I told them, I was like, if I go home, it's not going to be a good thing. I was headed right back down that path, you know, that destructive. And even if I didn't turn back to drugs, it was still hard for me to face so much, and I was losing my mind. Honestly, I was just losing my mind, and I didn't know how to cope because I'd always coped with drugs, and I didn't want to go back to that. It was a for real battle, like inside. I didn't want to do these things, but I didn't know what else to do. So before it got to that point, I reached out to the church again. I was like, I need help. And within 10 hours, I was on my way to Lydia's house. And it's been hard. This is hard, but it's worth it. When those victories come, it is so worth it.